Hello again, Hawks! Here are a few things to remember before you begin your art project today. First, use whatever you can find around your home. Any supplies that you find around your house will be perfect for this art project. Don't worry about having supplies that match the supplies that I'm using. Second, use your imagination. Maybe there's something in your home that we could use for art projects that you haven't thought of yet. Be as creative as possible. Next, you don't have to do this whole lesson in one sitting. Usually in the art room, we have multiple weeks to get these art projects done. So if you need to take a break, that is completely okay. And these lessons are learning enrichment activities. It doesn't need to look perfect. It doesn't need to look like it's ready to hang in a museum. I just want you to do your best, have a lot of fun, learning about these things we're already talking about in your classes. For this lesson, we are continuing with the same IB connection. For pre-K, you are learning about how we express ourselves and that people around the world live in unique ways. Kindergarten, you are also talking about how we express ourselves, but you are learning about how comparing and classifying helps us make connections. We are sharing the same learning target today. Today we are learning how to find similarities and differences in shapes and in our environment. Look and think. Today, our artist of the day is Romero Bearden. He was born in 1911 and he passed in 1988. He was an author, an artist, and a songwriter who lived in New York City. This image down below, this big image, is one of his collage works. A collage, as you can see the definition here, is a work of art made by gluing pieces of different materials to a flat surface. If you can see here, he pasted a bunch of different papers, shapes, and paints onto this painting here. I want you to take a moment to pause the video and play I Spy with the shapes in this photo. What shapes are the most interesting? Why? What shapes did the artist use to make this image? And then I want you to think, what is different about living in the city compared to where you are living now? What is the same? Now I want you to brainstorm some examples of shapes. I have some here on the screen right now. Take a moment to see if you can think of any other shapes. For your art project today, we are going to challenge you to create something out of shapes. Just like our artist made a collage, I'm asking you guys to make a collage out of recyclable materials at your home. What you will need for this project is either scrap paper or cardboard, your imagination, and if you would like, you can cut out these shapes and glue them down, or you can just use your hands to rip the scrap paper. Your art challenge is to cut or rip out some of your favorite shapes and see how many different collages you can make out of your shapes. See if you can build a place that is different from where you are now. If you look here, I took the shapes from the slide before and I made two different images. I made a house with the moon and a pool and a ball to play with because I'm in an apartment and I think a pool would be so much fun. I also took those shapes and I made a little person. I want you guys to see how many different things you can make with the shapes that you create. Once you're done creating your project, I'm asking you to reflect on your work and share. So one option is you can be a risk taker and take a picture of your work and share it on our Seesaw share space for specials. The coaches, Miss Rollins and I would love to see your work. Go ahead and click here and log into Seesaw to upload your photo into our class. Or if you don't feel comfortable sharing your artwork on Seesaw, you're welcome to reflect and answer these questions on your own. Before I let you guys go, I just want to show you some quick examples of things you can use for this collage lesson. Something that a lot of people love to collage with are old magazines and old newspapers. You don't even need to use printer paper or notebook paper that you might be using for other classes. What you can do if you have a pair of scissors at home is you're welcome to take a pair of scissors and cut out shapes from these recycled materials for your project. Or if you don't have a pair of scissors at home, or you're feeling a little nervous about using a big grown-up pair of scissors, newspaper is super easy to rip and make your own shapes. I hope you have so much fun exploring these shapes and making your own collages just like our artist of the day did. Remember to work hard, stay safe, and know that we are thinking of you and we miss you so much. I'll see you next Wednesday.